is Shadina Abidi. To continue on what my friend said, teachers of English in Iran might be seen as bridges between local, national, and international tendencies. There is currently a thirst for English in Iran, and this is evident in the growth of private language institutes that teach English. Students see the role of language in global communication and are well aware that the skills in English are useful for their study, employment, and for personal and cultural development. Some years ago, students, beside studying English in schools and universities, were interested in joining private institutes to join termic classes and to learn and improve their language, their English language abilities. But nowadays, students are motivated to take part in English language proficiency tests and to receive international language proficiency certificates. As this certificate is a required document to apply for international universities, and many students wish to study in an international university to have education beside their new adventures. Now IELTS or TOEFL tests and related preparatory courses are very popular in Iran. Language tests are very controversial issues and continue to make debates among language researchers and test developers. Tests such as international English language testing, which is called IELTS, and test of English as a foreign language, which is called TOEFL, serve as somehow like a gatekeeper for admission of international students to English-speaking universities. The daily increase in the demand of the students worldwide of getting prepared for the high stakes tests has led to countless preparatory classes in a way that the present situation could rightly be referred to a test preparation industry. In Iran, too, test preparatory classes have been quite common in the last few years. IELTS is a task-based test which has been considered as a reliable indication of English proficiency on an international scale. The IELTS test is an established and widely used as international English language proficiency exam that comes into two formats, each for a different purpose, academic and general training. As all you know, the test has 4 sections, one for each of the language skills, which are equally weighted to give an overall average band of proficiency measured from 0, which is the lowest, and to 9, which is the highest. IELTS preparatory courses in Iran are mostly characterized by being short and providing candidates with the required skills and strategies for completing the test successfully. Teachers for such courses are pressed both by the candidates who need their IELTS score as soon as possible, and the institutes which expect successful courses for their advertisement. IELTS assesses the required language skills in the test takers who need to handle academic tasks in their later foreign education. Therefore, the test preparatory courses should mirror university tasks necessary for graduation and for the graduate education. Studies show that preparatory courses in Iran are generally in different types, as an independent part-time course that was relatively short, as an optional component of a full-time general English program, and as an integrated component of an extended full-time course in English for academic purposes. These courses had the aim of preparing candidates for academic module of IELTS, whether an independent course providing candidates with strategies and skills required in test by focusing on the components courses, or a general course with the aim of improving candidates' general proficiency, academic skills, and finally making students familiar with the test. There is a great difference between these two courses. The most obvious one is that who has the control of the lessons. In the first course, teacher is the has the control, actually complete control of the class, and spend most of the time of the class teaching effective strategies for taking the test. On the other hand, in the second course, teacher mostly serve in a role of an assistant for learners practicing individually or in pairs. Regarding the content in the first course content in mostly IELTS-like materials, on the contrary, the second class covered a wider range of materials with the purpose of teaching language skills. Therefore, to better understanding and explain its effects on teaching, a comprehensive evaluation of the test preparation program is necessary. This study also showed that preparatory courses are mainly teacher-centered and test-oriented. Dominant activities are test practice, as you can see in the PowerPoint. There are test practice, test skills focused exercise, and explanations of the format and content of the IELTS modules and test taking procedures. The instructions are also focused on language awareness, especially on the discourses and linguistic elements relevant to actually doing the test. The focus on language was integrated into the modeling of responses, the reflections on test items, and giving feedback on practice tests. On IELTS, observational studies between courses aimed at IELTS preparation with those with purposes other than exam preparation says that unfortunately mostly the focus is on learning the strategies of testing rather than focusing on effective learning. But as regulations in many institutes of higher education in different countries where English, different countries that the higher education institutes use English as a medium of instruction, require students to sit for high stakes language tests as an entry requirement. So it seems interesting. So it seems that people are interested in taking part in these exams will be growing day by day. The necessity of having English certificates and how one can increase language learners' performance on higher stakes tests is leading some other institutes to do mock tests. This question motivated the researchers to conduct a study and investigate the effect of mock tests on Iranian IELTS candidates' overall performance on the IELTS exam. And recent studies conducted in the EFL context of Iran on higher stakes tests such as IELTS indicate insufficiencies in terms of both research and learners' performance. Most of the studies have their focus toward aspects of IELTS tests such as writing skill. In addition, although mock tests are used in many language centers across the country, research on their effect but is very few. Therefore, there is no evidence whether or not the effect of these mock tests on IELTS candidates' performance is statistically significant. So, as you can see, IELTS courses and institutes for making mock IELTS tests are nowadays being looked as a new industry in Iran, and there is more focus on tests rather than the efficiency of learning. That's all, and